7th COMAR hearing. I will now read a roll call of the board to identify who is here. Please identify yourself first before speaking for the record. Chair Sally, Commissioner Ames Messenger, Commissioner Chicas Guzman, Commissioner Coy,
Commissioner Coy, present.
Commissioner Esposito, Commissioner Kenyatta Bay, Commissioner Muhammad, Commissioner
Commissioner
Retton
Muhammad, present.
Lallinger, Commissioner Scott Woodruff,
Commissioner Scott Woodruff, present.
Commissioner Simmons,
Commissioner Simmons, present.
Commissioner Slater Harrington, who I believe is online and cannot speak, and I am also present. We will start tonight's session with a recap presentation from Executive Director of the Office of New Initiative, Ms. Angela Alvarez, followed by public testimony. Please remain muted off videos until it is your time to testify, or you will be muted or removed from this call. I just want to acknowledge Commissioner Slater Harrington. Good evening. Thank you. Now we'll turn it over to Ms. Alvarez for the presentation.
Good evening, I'm Angela Alvarez. I'm the Senior Executive Director from the Office of New Initiatives. Before we start, we have some multilingual families with us, so we're going to start with some directions for folks of how to get interpretation while they are online. I'm going to just show for a second the English language version of that. And we're going to have our interpreter read the directions in Spanish.
Para los asistentes que usan la aplicación del escritorio de Teams, abrir el menú de Más opciones. En la esquina superior derecha de la ventana de la reunión de Teams, seleccione Más en la barra superior de opciones. Ir a Idioma y Voz. En el menú desplegable, seleccione Idioma y Voz. Activar los subtítulos. Elija Mostrar subtítulos en vivo. Aparecerá una ventana de subtítulos en la parte inferior de su pantalla. Abrir la configuración de subtítulos. En la ventana de subtítulos, seleccione el icono de engranaje en la esquina superior derecha y elija Configuración de idioma. Elegir el idioma de los subtítulos. El idioma hablado en esta reunión, seleccione inglés y en Traducir a, seleccione el idioma de traducción preferido. Teams mostrará ahora los subtítulos en el idioma que haya elegido. Desmo. Oops. The last line, there's nothing else. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Eso es todo. Para los asistentes que usan, no, this is the same thing. Okay. Para los asistentes que usan la aplicación móvil de Teams, unirse a la reunión. Una vez que esté en la reunión, toque cualquier parte de la pantalla para mostrar los controles de la reunión. Abrir más opciones. Toque el botón más la barra de herramientas inferior. Activar subtítulos en vivo. En el menú, seleccione subtítulos en vivo. Iniciar y cambiar el idioma de los subtítulos. Seleccione idioma hablado y seleccione confirmar. Teams mostrará ahora los subtítulos en el idioma que haya elegido.
For people that are present in person, whether they're in this room or the overflow room, please identify when you are called to the podium if you need interpretation to support your testimony, and our interpreter will be in the room.
Para las personas que están presentes, por favor, identifíquese si necesita interpretación para que se le pueda apoyar de esa manera. Gracias.
Okay, just a kind of a brief recap of the schedule, just so people know the order of the events. The recommendations were officially announced on November 12th. Community members, in addition to this hearing and the hearing that's on January 8th, have the ability to also submit written testimony to the board through January 9th. And so I want to make sure that people are aware of that opportunity. The second hearing will be on January 8th in this room, and the board will vote on these in a public forum in this boardroom on January 14th. That meeting will start at 5:30. It's a special meeting for the vote. These are the schools that have recommendations before the board. So Dallas Nicholas to combine with Margaret Brent and close Dallas Nicholas Elementary effective summer 2026. For Margaret Brent Elementary to reconfigure its grade bands to go from a pre-K 8 to a pre-K 5 effective summer 2026. For Renaissance Academy High School to close effective 2026. For National Academy Foundation to reconfigure grade bands from a middle high to a high school effective summer 2026. There are several buildings that are up for surplus. The Joseph C. Briscoe effective summer 2026. Garrison Middle effective summer 2026 or early 2026. Sorry, correction there. Ground Shop effective early 2026. The George W. F. Mackin Building is recommended to return to the control of city schools. And for Thurgood Marshall to change the effective surplus date from summer 2026 to summer 2027. I'm going to turn it over to the board staff so we can begin public testimony.
Thank you. For the record, I want to acknowledge Commissioner Mohammed, who is online. Now we will begin the public comment portion. The public will have 3 minutes each to present to the board. I'll turn it over to our board executive, Yusuf Ahmad, for public comment.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to keep the timer here, and once I let you know that 3 minutes has expired, please finish your last sentence, and we'll move on to the next person out of respect for everybody who has signed up. So first up for Renaissance is Harold Jones.
Good evening, esteemed board members. My name is Harold Jones. I am the Post-Secondary Readiness Coordinator at Renaissance Academy. I am employed through the University of Maryland, Baltimore School of Social Work's Center for Restorative Change, Positive School Center. And I've been at Renaissance Academy for 5 years. I want to speak about all 5 years, but I'm going to specifically focus on the last 2 because that's when you can see the results of a full cohort of students through all 4 years. Between 2024 and 2025, Renaissance has been on an upward trend throughout its inception, especially with Principal Woodhouse and the current staff. In the year of 2020, school year 24-25, our students had over 10 college exposure opportunities, 6 career exposure opportunities, and 92 one-on-one advising sessions. That is through 9th through 12th grade. Our senior outcomes for that year, out of 25 seniors, 14 went to college, 8 went on to a CTE program, or 5 went directly into the workforce. We provided athletics for that cohort, and we also graduated 28 students with certified medical assistant certifications. In the school year of 25-26, and I will start in July up until currently, we have over 100 students, which is over 50% of our population, currently enrolled in a program, club, or organization. I have had myself specifically 81 one-on-one advising sessions with 9th through 12th grade students. We have over currently 38 college applications completed, turned in, with 12 acceptances and so far over $20,000 in financial aid. Not just financial aid, but scholarship money. These are academic scholarships. Our students, we have the opportunity for their clubs and organizations to be currently in certified medical assistance programs. We have 26 students in a coding certification program, students in Ravens leaderships, dance teams, debate teams, students in Urban Alliance internships. We've graduated students in internships of cybersecurity, property management with the largest property management company in Baltimore City. We have a student, each year we've had a student in Building Steps, which is a prestigious STEM program across Baltimore City. And students have to have high academic standards to be accepted and continue in this program. In the past, we have continued dual enrollment programs. We currently have 3 students dual enrolled. We even had dual enrollment programs before it was a state mandate.
Time.
And before district assistance. Thank you.
In order to make this flow better, we have 4 chairs up here. If we could just get the next 4 speakers for Renaissance to line up or sit together, that way we can flow through this a little easier. So if we could have Karen Lideker next after my apologies, Karan, Edwin Harris, Lisa Moloch, and Charles Washington up to the table, and we can go down that order. And Karan, I'll start my timer when you start speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, community leaders, and members of our school board, thank you for listening. Today, I stand here with one clear message. Renaissance Academy should remain open. And not just remain open, it deserves our full support and investment because the student who walk through its doors every day deserve the best chance at success. Renaissance Academy is not just a school, it is a lifeline. Many of our students face challenges most people can barely image. Violence in their neighborhoods, instability at home, trauma that doesn't disappear just because they step into a classroom. Renaissance Academy provides not only education, but also counselors, mentors, and trusted adults who help students feel seen, protected, and valued. Those relationships cannot simplify by replacing somewhere else. If we close this school, we are not closing a building. We are closing a safe space that many young people depend on. Now, some may argue that safety is the reason this school should be shut down. Yes, there has been incidents. Yes, safety concerns are real, but closing the school does not eliminate danger, it only relocates it. When students are pushed into unfamiliar schools or neighborhoods already facing their own challenges, we risk putting them in even more harm. Instead of taking the easy way out, we should continue strengthening security measures, expanding mental health programs, and building trust within the community. A school can only become safer with support, not abandonment. Others may point to money, saying the school is a financial burden or that low enrollment means it is not worth the investment. But how do we measure worth? By numbers on a report or by the lives changed? The graduates walking the stage, the young people choosing hope instead of the streets. Renaissance Academy has shown progress, and progress deserves reinforcement, not shutdown orders. And realistically, closing a school costs money, transportation costs, overcrowded classrooms in nearby buildings, disrupted learning, and lost staff. The smarter investment is to continue supporting what is already working and helping the school grow stronger. You may also hear criticism about the building that is old or outdated. This is not a Renaissance Academy problem, it is a Baltimore issue. Many schools here suffer from decades of underfunding. If the answer to a struggling building is closure, then are we saying we only believe that students are fortunate enough to attend schools with shiny new faculties? Our commitment should be to improve the building, upgrade resources, and make the environment more welcoming, not give up on the students inside of it. And yes, enrollment is smaller, but that is exactly what makes Renaissance Academy powerful. Smaller class sizes mean more one-on-one attention, stronger relationships, and a true atmosphere. Students who may feel lost in a large school finally feel like they belong here. They're not just a number, they are known by name, supported with care, and guided towards a better future. At its heart, it is not a debate about a structure, it is about a community.
Time.
Thank you.
And Harris, I'll start the timer when you start speaking.
Hi, everybody doing? My name is Edwin Harris. I'm a student at Renaissance Academy. We the students, families, staff. We the students, families, staff, and community members respectfully request that Renaissance remain open. I came to the school during a very difficult time in my life. Without the support, care, and understanding I received here, I would still be stuck in the same situations. The staff welcomed me, believed in me, and helped me move forward when I felt like I had no direction, and for that, I am truly grateful. Renaissance is more than a school, it is a safe place, it is a home, and a second chance for students who need support, stability, and people who genuinely care. Every day, I learn something new, and every day, the staff shows us that we matter. Closing this school would take away a lot for many students who depend on it. We strongly urge you to keep Renaissance open for the sake of the students whose future are being shaped here. The school is not just important, it is necessary.
Lisa Moloch.
He's not here.
All right. Charles Washington.
Good evening. Thank you for having me speak. I really could have written something down, but I want to look you in your eyes. And I want you to hear what I'm saying from the heart. I am an educator. I am a community partner. I am indigenous to Baltimore City. I'm a product of Baltimore City schools. And I've had the pleasure for the last 25 years to work in numerous different jobs throughout the city for schools. And I've gotten to see schools, principals, atmospheres, students, parents, and there's something really special about Renaissance. I'm the director for mentoring for Baltimore Life Coaches. We're a one-on-one mentoring program that helps young people get driver's license, get jobs. We pay for that. Renaissance is our flagship school. It's uniquely located centrally so that students from all around could get to it. But I can tell you, just in engaging with the students and the parents, that I don't see, out of all the schools I get to work with, I haven't seen a place cater to students, each individual students, more than Renaissance. I can't tell you the amount of programs that their young people get an opportunity or afforded to being there. And my biggest concern is that if we shut down Renaissance, my program is still going to be able to operate because some of the feeder schools we're partners with. But I'm an advocate for the well-being of these young people. Where are they going to go? How are you going to replace what they're getting there? And I do understand fiscal budgets, but not at the expense of the well-being of not only students, but the community and parents. And so I'm urging you, the blood is on your hands if you close this school. For young people that have academic anxiety and will not be able to flourish and will not have a chance at some of these other things, please seriously consider this. Please, I'm gonna be a partner no matter what, but there's no replacing Renaissance, and that's all I have to say.
Next, we'll have Leon Nolan. We have a video from a student named Tiana Turner and Felicia Moore. Leon, you're up first.
My name is Leon. My name is Leon Nolan. I have a son that goes to Renaissance. My son dealt with an issue. He lost his mom, and he transferred from Frederick, Maryland to Baltimore. There would be no other school other than Renaissance that I would allow him to go to. They work closely with him. It's a small, intimate school, and Miss Woodhouse came in. She did a marvelous job with getting that school back together. He loves Renaissance. He's in the T-Row Lead Scholarship Program. They offer him all types of help, one-on-one. I just left there the other day with a meeting with them. They work so well with their students. I would not have him in any other school in Baltimore City. So like the gentleman who just spoke before me, the decision is yours. I'm looking y'all in y'all face. You know, I know a lot of y'all probably don't have kids to go to Baltimore City Public Schools. We do. We do, and we want the best for them. My son would not fit in any other school. Edmondson, no. Absolutely not. I live right across from Emerson High School. I see the police cars there every day after school. I don't know if y'all see that. We're there. We witnessed this. Thank you.
Next, we have a video submitted by a student. The board office can play that video.
I have to get my audio together. Can you move to the next person and I'll play it right after that person? Good evening, members of the board. My name is Felicia Moore, and I serve as the community school coordinator at Renaissance Academy High School. I am also a proud product of West Baltimore City Public Schools, and specifically a small high school. I stand here today because small schools like the one I attended changed my life. And Renaissance Academy is doing the same thing for our young people every day. I am here to strongly urge that Renaissance Academy remains open beyond the 2025-2026 school year, and that the district creates a sustainable funding model that protects small but essential school communities. I am also here to share a report from the front line. Renaissance Academy is more than a school. It is a stabilizing force in the historic Upton Druid Heights community. We serve students who have already endured school closure, community violence, housing instability, and significant trauma. And yet, despite these challenges, our students are thriving academically, socially, and emotionally. The Maryland report card shows that Renaissance Academy's total points and two-star ratings are comparable to, and in some cases higher than, the proposed receiving schools. Closing our schools does not place students in higher quality seats. The data simply doesn't support that assumption. Through our partnership with the Positive School Center, we secured a federal full-service community school grant that funds critical supports: violence prevention, food access, tutoring, family engagement, alumni services, emergency housing, utility assistance, college exposure, enrollment fees, identification documents, and transportation, and so much more. We have cultivated a powerful network of partnerships. If Renaissance Academy closes, our community loses all federal full-service funds, and with them, the vital services that help our students stay safe, connected, and on the path to graduation. As you make this decision, I urge you to shift from a fiscal focus to one humanistic one. I am living proof of what small schools can do, and I see what same promise in our students every day. They are not line items. They are young people with enormous potential who rely on the consistency, relationships, and individualized supports that only a small school like Renaissance Academy can provide. Closing Renaissance Academy would disrupt the lives of our most vulnerable youth and dismantle a deeply effective support network. I ask that you keep Renaissance Academy open and commit to a funding model that honors equity, humanity, and the brilliance of every student in Baltimore City.
The students at Renaissance Academy, and my name is Tayana.
My name is Naya.
My name is Lena.
I feel like the school should not shut down because It's so many great opportunities such as internships, job opportunities, college tours, the security.
Programs.
The security is top notch. Like, can't nobody come in here with no type of weapons, no bad energy coming in here, nothing. And then the school, it's like no other school will have a small setting of kids that do one-on-one teaching, that help you like credit recovery, coach class, coming to school on Saturday, and then you gotta think about just all the opportunities. It's kids that done programs like nursing programs, the coding programs. They're actually in big jobs right now. Like they in college. Some of them they working in clinics. Some of them is working in IT. Just so many different opportunities just because they did programs like this. Like, you're not gonna find no one-on-one like Renaissance.
I think the school should stay open because I feel like because I know when I first came here, I felt very welcome. Everybody was very nice and kind, and like she said, it's a very small setting, so it's easier to get help here, and they try to really help you get your grades. If because I know I'm not in the right grade right now, so they'll try to help me get in my right grade. And it's programs like this that will jumpstart your future of I know me doing this program right now, I'm gonna be an MA, and then it's gonna start me off when I'm in college, and I can work as MA while I'm in college doing my nursing stuff like that. So I really feel like it's a good program here. They really do help you, and it's a very welcoming school. And a lot of kids, they don't get sent they can't get into a lot of other schools because they might be over capacity or with the fighting, the drama. It's a lot of other stuff going on at schools. And here I feel like it's a very safe community, and you will really feel welcome here.
And I just feel like it just will help us in the long run. And we all need help in the long run. So it really will help us. And also with it just being a small amount of kids in school, that just saves us from having to deal with more issues and bigger issues. We don't have fights like that. You don't hear too much about a lot going on here, and it should always be that way. If, like I said, if the school was to get closed down, you would have kids dropping out, not wanting to go to other schools.
It's what kids in today's society really need. Instead of being in a classroom full of 30 kids, one teacher, and kids don't even know what's going on. The teacher can't get that type of one-on-one attention. But here at Renaissance, it's really beneficial. So don't let the school, just because it's so small, don't let that
fool you.
Because
we need this school, and we love it here, and we not trying to go nowhere. So Team Renaissance.
At this time, we're going to move to collegiate. We've allotted about 20 minutes per school over the course of 2 hours to ensure that each school gets equitable time. If we have extra time at the end of that 20 minutes per school, we're going to come back to the list as it was submitted to us. So at this point, we're going to move to collegiate, and to the table, I would welcome So we'll invite Leon Purnell and Marcia Jews to the table when they're the room from Collegiate, Leon Purnell. If you're in the room from Collegiate and you're Leon Purnell, Marcia Jews, or Mason Cottrell, please come up to the table.
Is this meeting streaming live? I would like to.
Marcia Jews to the left eye.
YouTube link isn't working right now. So it has to be through Teams, not through YouTube screen.
So they call what you, let me see.
Everybody coming in is from Collegiate. Yep, we might have to make space. You say, sweetheart, I didn't hear you.
We have Leon Purnell, Mason Cottrell, Anthony Jones.
Oh, this one right here.
Mr. Purnell, I'm going to keep the time here. It's 3 minutes per person. Once I get to 3 minutes, I'll let you know. Time is up. If you could please just complete your sentence, then move on to the next person. So, Ms. Leon Purnell.
And then we have some students. Is there anyone willing to let some students have a seat? Yep, we definitely want to have the students in the room. Yep, is there any students? They don't want. We had to have a seat. So if you're not here with Collegiate, is there any way that you can let students have a seat and come back in? Because they'll leave when this part is over. Looks like it's one right here too.
It's on.
Right here. There you go. Thank you. Yep. So still no standing, and we really would like collegiate to have their 20 minutes. Is there any people? Yeah, each school gets 20 minutes. Okay. Okay, here, yes, finally, right there. Thank you so much.
Bernal, go ahead.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to say that this was one terribly organized situation here. I am Leon Purnell, Executive Director of the Men and Family Center in East Baltimore. I've spent most of my life working with young men of all ages. And I'm sitting here again this evening. We did it 2 years ago to stop them from closing collegiate school. This is a program for boys, and it teaches them how to be men. One of the things that you all are minimizing is the learning that they get that they may not get at home because they may not have a father at home. This school statistics, we went through their stuff last Saturday, and they match up with any of the other schools in the city. So why is it every year or every 2 years they got to be pulled in here, threatened to be closed, and they're performing? So I'm here because I'm confused. I just can't understand why all the male schools have gone under attack. They've closed most of them. Now you have collegiate school here. How many young men you see walking around with ties on? How many young men, if you go in that school, they greet you. They greet you. And we standing here talking about closing this school down. This is ridiculous. And you talk about the crime rate, you talk about it's not safe on the streets. Here are some young men learning how to be credible citizens, and y'all want to close the school. So make that make sense to me too, because it just doesn't. And I'm here to tell you that I feel real sad for some of the young men because they have to hear this and feel threatened that they might lose something that they really gravitated towards. So hear me clearly. You close this school, you're going to lose some young men that have an opportunity to be very successful in life. And you all are taking it real cavalier, like it's nothing to it. But hear me, it makes a big difference. Thank you.
I don't believe Marcia Drews is in the room, so we'll go to Mason Cottrell.
Good evening. Hold up. Good e- uh, Good evening. My name is Mason Cottrell. I'm a seventh grader, and I thank everyone for being here today, especially my mom. I'm happy to be at Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys since the sixth grade. My first day, I cried because I didn't know if this was the right school for me. And as time passed, I became a part of the brotherhood of this school and I feel welcomed. I love the support I get both in my academics and being a boy who is Black. As a result, I have drastically improved in my academic success, my confidence, and growth. Additionally, I have also made good friendships and good memories. In this school, please keep Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys open. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go to Tawanda Marsh.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Ioana. I am a seventh grade English language arts teacher in Baltimore County Public Schools. I've been teaching in Maryland and New York City public schools over 10 years. I am, in all of my years educating students and being an active member in my community, I have never seen a school community that was so passionate about their mission to educate and uplift inner city youth as Baltimore Collegiate. More importantly, I've never seen it done so effectively in the sense of Baltimore Collegiate is affected by challenges that all schools face here in Baltimore. And with those facing all of those challenges, they've found this amazing ability to foster and create an environment that is rigorous, nurturing, and develops the whole child, not just any child, but specifically the Baltimore City young male child. I would like to take a moment to discuss how specifically their mission to provide a quality and an equitable education to male students is something that cannot be replaced, overlooked, minimized. It can't be matched by just any academic community. Our male students here in Baltimore face challenges that are unlike any other city in America. We have young men who have been failed by our system, and they are being seen for the first time in this community. They're being seen not just for who they are, but who they can and will be. And there's very few places that they can see themselves, okay? They see themselves in their vice principal. They see themselves in their principal. They see themselves in the countless minority male staff that has chosen education and uplifting their community over destroying it, such as the educators and the staff at Baltimore Collegiate. As we talk about staffing, there is an initiative in all of our communities, and this should be, of course, in Baltimore City, to develop minority male teachers. And this is an initiative that is not just developed by all the education departments, but has been adopted by Baltimore Collegiate. Okay, they have minority male teachers, and the statistics show that Black men are significantly underrepresented in the teaching profession, making up only about 1.3% of US public school teachers. A demographic gap that experts and advocates stress needs to be addressed, as because it is proven to have a positive impact on Black teachers and a positive impact on our Black students, their academic success rates, higher graduation rates, and aspirations for college. Organizations like Baltimore Collegiate are working to recruit and support Black and minority male educators, recognizing their crucial role in improving outcome for Black youth and closing the achievement gap. That is our mission. Retention is our mission. Keeping our young people safe and educated is our mission. But I think the larger mission here is seeing an environment that also provides a space for our students to see themselves developed and in higher careers. Thank you.
And I apologize, ma'am. Ma'am, I think I said this wrong name. I have to read a statement from Tawanda Marsh. I mislabeled you. Can you just say your name?
Ioana.
You want? Okay, thank you. And I'm going to read a statement now from a parent named Tawanda Marsh who emailed us on behalf of Tawanda Marsh. Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys is a wonderful school. The teachers, the men and women really do care about the students. My son started going there this year and he's like a new man. My son has ADHD and he has an IEP. For the first time in a long time, he is enjoying school. The way he is being taught seems to be catching on. Closing the school would not only hurt him, but it would also hurt those young men that need that constant structure on a day-to-day basis. Tawanda Marsh. And now if we could have Anthony Jones.
Well, what about me?
You're Anthony Jones, Bill Gooden, and then Rondi Griffin. Is Mr. Jones here? Okay, so we'll go straight to Bill Gooden and then Rodney Griffin.
Right. So let me start off by like Mr. Leon. You know, for y'all to be the Board of Education, this was a poorly planned event. Y'all knew all these schools was coming here and y'all wasn't ready for the schools to come here. Secondly, I know y'all not gonna answer questions, but I'm gonna raise some questions. A couple years ago, then y'all was being sued, the school board, for miseducating the students. The entire school system. Now, I want to know what y'all done to bring all them schools up to par when y'all was being schooled for failing the entire student population, as well as fudging attendance in some schools. Now, you know, I'm going to say collegiate school, in my opinion, I'm very impressed when I go in there to see young boys, I mean, getting motivated for academics, but also motivated to be a man, motivated to be a leader, motivated to have respect for themselves and one another. And that should account for a whole lot. So I guess my question becomes this: what do we really want for black boys? What do we really want for black youth? Y'all supposed to be the board, right? Y'all supposed to have y'all eyes on the prize, but y'all don't have to have y'all eyes on the prize because the prize is this is young boy. That's right. The prize is what collegiate school is doing, right? So I'm concerned in terms of that. Why do we want to close schools that's working? What is it that we really want? See, when we talk about the prison pipeline to prison, then I'm saying, do we really want black boys to go to prison, or do we really want them to be educated and become responsible and become leaders in our communities? Because, like Leon said, listen, a couple years ago, we did this here same thing, fighting for this here school. And it's not about no money. Everybody there's been paid. Ain't nobody there that hadn't got paid. Ain't nobody there that's saying, hey, look, they not paying us. So it's not about the money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the school, if you deal with academics, then put any other school up against that school with the same grade level and understand that they, in my opinion, some of them are going to rise above some of the other schools. So I'm saying, so what's the real purpose? See, I mean, that's what people need to do because look, you know what I feel like? It's almost like we're in 1950 instead of 2025. We're fighting for the same things we fought for during the civil rights era, trying to have an opportunity to get educated. And we're doing this in 2025. All y'all should be ashamed of yourselves because y'all shouldn't even allow us to be here having this kind of fight. Not in 2025. It don't make no sense. And y'all need to really tell the truth to yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna close with this. Because I know everybody sit on the board always say, I'm not gonna be a rubber stamp. But you know what the problem is? Most of y'all are rubber stamps. Right. Whatever the CEO say, y'all go along with. And I'm saying it's time to stop that. Y'all need to be protecting the students and still hurt the students.
Time. We have Mr. Rodney Griffin, then after Mr. Rodney Griffin, we have Dr. Lisa Wilson, if she's here.
I'm going to be brief, so the students, if there's some time left, hopefully you guys will afford them the time to be able to speak because they are the most important reason for this moment, and I'm going to do my best to be brief. So my name is Rondi Griffin. I'm a resident of Baltimore. My parents my parents were lifelong educators. One served as a principal all the way through her entire career. Baltimore is a unique place. The board has, unique responsibilities and roles of which, you guys have done an exceptional job. I'm saying that only because we're here based on the outcome of processes that have been put in place. The gentleman who spoke before me mentioned something from 1950, 1965, the Voting Rights Act, let's just say like the Civil Rights Act, things that came about that you wouldn't think would be up in the public sphere right now today, but they are. So you can't really anticipate those things that might come about that might affect these kids and these schools. My parents went to Dunbar Elementary School. I don't know if many people don't probably remember. Dunbar Elementary, middle, high school. That's a different education. So what I've been able to see here is that these schools provide a ray of hope for kids in the community. They provide an opportunity to display what these educational leaders have really put forward: courage, compassion, integrity, and they've been teaching it to these boys. For Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys, it's been the thing that's that you hear resonating and that you see in all of these parents here. I've been a funder for Citywide Youth, Save Another Youth, Black Professional Men, and Five Smooth Stones over the last 4 years, and we evaluate their programs just as well. They've exceeded it on every single time, and we've re-upped every single time because of the results that they've been able to deliver. When you think of Black Professional Men, Leland, you may or may not know his name, but came through Black Professional Men with Edwin Avon, who's leading the Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys. President Obama called him out at the Morehouse graduation for his progression through Baltimore and then up. The Fagan Harris came through BPM, Black Professional Men. Chief of Staff for the governor and president of the Abel Foundation. So what the seeds that these guys are placing are very, very important. Do not stop them, please.
Good evening. Okay. Good evening, Chair, members of the board, and community stakeholders. My name is Dr. Lisa Wilson, and I stand before you not only as a licensed mental health professional, but as a committed partner of the Boys Collegiate School, where my organization provides therapeutic, behavioral, and social emotional support services to our young men. Tonight, I am here to speak clearly, respectfully, and with urgency. Closing this school would cause irreversible harm to the students it was created to protect, support, and empower. This school is not just a building, it is a stabilization force. Our boys come from communities where stability is not guaranteed. Every day at Boys Collegiate, they enter a space that is secured, safe, culturally responsive, built specifically for the developmental needs of young Black boys. Grounded in trauma-informed practices and staffed by adults who believe in their future without condition. For many of them, this is the one environment where they can show up as their full selves without fear, without judgment, and without being criminalized. The mental health needs of our students are not optional. As their on-site mental health partner, I can tell you with absolute certainty, the demand for therapeutic services have grown, not decreased. The boys carry grief, community trauma, and stresses that most adults cannot ignore or even imagine. Removing their school removes the consistent access they have to a counseling, crisis intervention, social, and emotional support. Once you close the building, you fracture their treatment plans, their trust, and their progress. This is not just an academic decision, it is a mental health decision, a community safety decision, and a public health decision. Boys Collegiate is filling a gap that traditional schools are not designed to fill. The success of our students does not come from chance. It comes from model intentionally designed for single-gendered learning, mentorship, higher structure, emotional regulational strategies, individualized behavior supports, culturally affirming instruction. When placed in larger traditional school environments, these same boys are often disappropriately suspended, labeled instead of supported, misunderstood academically without adequate mental health staffing. Boys Collegiate breaks that pattern. You cannot close a school simply simply because it is doing work that other schools have not yet learned how to do so. The cost of closing this school is far greater than the cost of keeping it open. We talk about funding as if numbers on a page tell the whole story. They do not. The true cost includes increased mental health crisis, higher truancy, higher suspension rates, decreased graduation likelihood, community instability, long-term public safety impact. Schools like ours are preventive infrastructure. Cutting preventive infrastructure always costs the city more financially and socially. These boys deserve the investment, not abandonment. Behind every data point is a child who just wants to succeed.
Time.
A child. No, I'm not going to keep going. I'm going to be respectful, but thank you so much.
Is Maya Clark in the room?
Just supporting him in case he get nervous.
Hi, council. My name is Zachary, and I believe the school shouldn't shut down because you are shutting down a world of education, and I don't believe that's right. And these boys, ever since they came and entered this school, they love it here. We feel safe, recommended, and loved at this school. We have the best community at Boys Collegiate, and it's not right to take it away. And that's crazy because I'm a fourth grader and I know that.
Wow.
And plus, ever since I walked in this school, I feel like a different person. I feel like I can recommend myself to everybody, and I've been getting better and better and growing. And and since I've been in this school, I've learned integrity and every core virtue of the school. And I will remember it for the rest of my life.
Thank you.
What about shaking hands and
And I've learned to be a man, even though I've entered this school this year. I'm just starting this school, and I already can feel the change and the heat that they bring to this table. So don't close the school. And plus, we have a great education, and they teach us how to tie a tie and shake hands. And I know y'all haven't seen anybody walk out a school with a tie on and shaking hands. And yeah.
what about the event when all of them were outside and things like that? You gotta say that was the event.
And we had an event where a whole bunch of man scholars who have came from Boys Collegiate, who grown up to be a very great man, came to our school to shake our hands and greet us on to the next stage.
Thank you, young man.
And is this one?
And then
And okay, so I'm his mom. And well, let me tell you, he has had so much trauma even before coming to Boys Collegiate. He was adopted when he was in kindergarten. I have him and his sister. His mother died by a tragic way. For him to go into this school and see black men, I took him out of his old school because it wasn't any black men teaching him. It wasn't any black men trying to support him. And I'm a single mom. I do it all by myself. I know I can go talk to Mr. Burgess. He had a problem at school. Don't cry, buddy. He had a problem at school. I went to Mr. Burgess. Mr. Burgess holding him. They all hold him accountable. To have a black male teacher in a community that cares. His other school, yeah, he know French. He can sing happy birthday to you in French. He can count in French, but he couldn't read. Like, y'all don't understand the impact it has on him. Like, Tim had to change school. He don't want to change school. He's made friends. He didn't feel accepted before. He getting integrity awards. What's integrity? And I taught him that. But for a black man or a school in your community to say, oh yeah, to do what's right when nobody's looking. His teacher looks at him like, oh, y'all all the same. But y'all gonna be great. What school you wanna go to? But he don't want to go nowhere else. What high school you wanna go to? Like he already knows, like, he can do it. But if y'all keep like taking it away from these kids, you making him not feel valued. To say, oh, my school's getting shut down. For what? This teacher is awesome. She texts my phone. She calls every day I pick him up. I'm one of them parents. I'm sorry. She always says, he had a great day. He had this. She knows she emailed me. I'm going to be right there. I'm that parent. And I want the best for him. And this is the best for him. Sorry. Thank you.
Before we switch over to Dallas next, we want to make sure we hear from Nehemiah Muse, if he's here.
Hi, my name is Nehemiah Muse. I'm in fifth grade. I would like to give a big shout out to Zachary Clark because every day he got the courage to come up here in the front of 300 kids. He can give a shout out without nothing. Like he's capable of what he's doing, but if you shutting the school down, he can't do that no more. In the process of going to a new school is pretty hard.
Come on, everybody, you got it. You got it. Good. You're gonna be all right, y'all. Got it. Good breath.
And I would like to give I would like to give and I would like to give a big shout out to my mom, Jocelyn Jones, because she comes out here every day. I get in trouble. When I did used to come here, I didn't know how to read. But after I met Miss Olivia, she carries me on every day I come there. Even though I'm not in a good mood or I work on the wrong side of the bed, she made sure I felt good as a person. I love the school in my heart. I would do anything to just keep the school open. And I would like to give a big, I would like to give a big shout out to Mr. Bridgers. Even though he's rough, he makes sure every jet that comes in that school, you don't come in there without a tie, he'll make sure you get you one. You don't come in there without a shirt, he'll make sure you get you one. As a former gent, this school has mad brotherhood with me. So if this school fall down, I'm gonna fall down with it. I don't want the school to fall down. This right here shows a big mark in my brotherhood. They gave this to me because they had to carry you. This left a big mark in my brotherhood. That's the wrong one. My fault. 11 Big Mart. I never came here. I will probably still wouldn't know how to read. But I do now because 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 I miss a leaving.
All right. That's why we did it.
And I will.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, young man. At this point, we're going to switch over to Dallas Nicholas now to respect each school's time. So if we could have that school rejoin the room and make space for them as they come back from the overflow room.
They're traumatized. Right.
Yeah.
I was traumatized.
Marinelle Voda and Mark Blackman. Paulina. I mentioned this to the other speakers. I'll have a timer up here for 3 minutes. Once it gets to 3 minutes, I'll let you know if you could complete your sentence at that time.
Good evening. My name is Paulina Katsaris, and I'm a pre-K teacher at Dallas. For many children, pre-K is their first public school experience, and that experience should take place in a Maryland state accredited classroom, one that meets high standards in teaching, learning, health, safety, and family engagement. Dallas F. Nicholas has upheld these standards with excellence. We have been Maryland State accredited since May of 2024, completing the full process in just 9 months and receiving a Decision 1, the highest reading, on the first try. Dallas has also maintained a Maryland Excels quality rating of 5 since May of 2025, the highest level awarded by MSDE. These recognitions reflect our commitment to high quality instruction, strong emotional and academic support for children, and meaningful family engagement. However, the 4 closest schools and potentials for our receiving Dallas students, Margaret Brent, Johnson Square, Waverly, and Barclay, are not Maryland State accredited and have no Maryland Excels quality rating at any level. These are not optional distinctions. They are fundamental indicators of a safe, developmentally appropriate, and academically sound learning environment. Asking our students, especially our incoming pre-K students who are just beginning their public school journey, to transition into schools that do not meet these statewide benchmarks is unacceptable. It diminishes the quality of their first educational experience and undermines the strong foundation Dallas has built for early learners. It also raises serious concerns about equity and decision-making processes behind this assignment. The closest school that matches Dallas's quality ratings, including Maryland State accreditation and Excel's Level 5, is Wolf Street Academy. It is 3 miles away, a 15-minute drive, and over an hour walk. This makes it completely unrealistic as a placement option for many of our students, yet it is the only school in our vicinity that meets the same high standards that Dallas currently provides. This reality raises serious questions about equity, access, and the decision-making process that led to the current school assignment. Our children deserve to begin and continue their education in environments that meet or exceed the standards they experience at Dallas, not in schools that fall significantly below them. I am asking the board to vote no on this proposal so that Dallas stays open. The data is clear that closing our school and reassigning our students would move them into environments that cannot meet the standards they currently receive. Thank you.
Next, I'll be reading a statement that was emailed to us by a parent and community member, Mrs. Fenner. On behalf of Mrs. Fenner, I'm a parent and community member deeply concerned about the proposal to close Dallas Nicholas Elementary School. I'm ready to urge you to reconsider this decision. Closing the school would be a serious mistake, not only for the children who attend, but for the families and neighborhood that rely on the unique programs and support systems that the school provides. This is not just another elementary school. It is a specialized, community-focused school that offers resources many other schools do not. The school houses citywide early learner special education programs that serve young children with developmental delays, autism, and other needs. These programs require stability, trained staff, and a familiar environment. Moving these children or breaking apart these services would cause academic and emotional harm. The school also provides the Dallas in Motion after-school program, which gives students safe and structured time for theater and physical activity. Many students rely on this program for creative expression, social development, and a positive outlet after school. This is the kind of resource that keeps families connected and children engaged. Dallas is a small school. Students receive individual attention, strong relationships, and the nurturing support they need to grow. Many families choose Dallas because their children thrive in its personal, family-centered environment. I respectfully ask the board to prioritize what is truly best for the students. Closing this elementary school would cause real harm, and I ask you to vote no on this closure. Thank you. Next, we'll have Marinelle Boda.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for this opportunity. I am here today to say that I'm against the proposal to close Dallas Nicholas Elementary School. Why is this so? These are just some of my reasons. One, this school, as small as it is a vital and critical part of this community. Our school fosters strong family and community connections that need to be protected and preserved at all costs. As most of you know, this part of the city hosts families that live in poverty. Our school's food pantry is essential in helping these families alleviate some of the cost of their most basic needs, especially food. Every week, we distribute food to our families, and there's been a bigger need to fulfill that in the past years. Closing the school means that the people in our community will lose this very critical support for them. How are their basic needs going to be met when the school is closed down? Two, Dallas Nicholas Elementary School is a Maryland Excel school. We passed the Maryland accreditation for our early learning preschool program in our first try and have been a Maryland Excel schools for the past 2 years. That means our school demonstrates and will continue to demonstrate our commitment to providing high quality learning to our kids in this community. Margaret Brand Elementary School and Waverly School, the receiving schools, are not Maryland accredited schools. What kind of early learning and environment and program are we going to provide our students if we move them there? Our school is a big advocate for students with special needs. Everyone in the building embraces their presence daily. They are provided with a supportive and nurturing environment that helps them grow intellectually, socially, and emotionally. Our citywide specialized program for students with autism in the pre-K to grade 2 classes have been model classrooms in the district. Over the years, we've had teachers and administrators from the district visit our school to show them what an effective and efficient citywide classroom looks like. Where are they going to go to after this? Most of our families don't have cars to take their kids to school, especially during an extremely cold day like today. On average, our students at Dallas Nicholas Elementary School walk 0.29 miles to get to school and a maximum walk of about 0.68 miles daily. If we move our kids to Margaret Brand, the average walk for our students will be 0.68 miles and a maximum of 1.08 miles. This walk that they must do to Margaret Brand will double the distance that they have to walk if they were in Dallas Nicholas Elementary School. Their safety is not guaranteed because of having to cross many streets daily to get to school. This is unacceptable. The school year 2024-2025 family and student survey results showed that 92% of our families were mostly or extremely satisfied with our school. Margaret Brand only had 86% and Johnson Square is at 74%. 87% responded favorably that our school is preparing our students academically. Margaret Brand only at 74%, Johnson Square at 70%. 95% of our students and families responded favorably to the climate of our school.
Thank you. Mr. Blackman, before you begin, we have an audio file that was submitted to us by a parent, Kalia DeShields. If the board office could play that.
Hello, good evening. My name is Kalia DeShields. I am the parent of 6 Breeden, who is a pre-kindergarten student at Dallas F. Nicholas. We recently moved into the area in the summertime. Dallas F. Nicholas was my first choice for my son because of good recommendation. He has an uncle who was a student here some years back. I also chose this location because it's not too far away from our new home. Being a parent that doesn't drive, that's a plus. I go against the decision of closing Dallas F. Nicholas because this is only the students' first year here. It would disrupt their routine and what they are used to. I didn't even want to notify my son about this because I knew it would make him feel sad and confused. He's created bonds and he's also learning sufficiently due to his classroom size. His teacher is able to give every student the proper attention that they need, and I love that so much. Please keep our school open. These young students need proper learning, and attending Dallas F. Nicholas is giving them the opportunity to do so. Thank you.
I apologize for speaking quickly, but 3 minutes is not nearly enough time to point out all of the problems with this set of recommendations. I will start with my own bias. My family loves Dallas Nicholas Elementary School, and we do not want it to close. We love the teachers, we love the principal, we love the community. My first grader is thriving there. I have a kindergartner who is supposed to start next year. We chose this school. We already have a giant vacant square block in the middle of Calvert Street, and we very much would like for this building to remain a home for our children and an anchor of our neighborhood. Speaking of bias, let's talk about this annual review. The conclusion that Margaret Brent is stronger in academics than Dallas Nicholas is at best not well supported by the data, and at worst, in this context, is somewhere between incompetent and intentionally misleading. We can make up whatever takeaways we want if we're cherry picking the data, but the 3-year average for ELA growth at Dallas is higher than Margaret Brent. The 3-year average for math growth at Dallas is higher than at Margaret Brent. And the average Maryland State report card rating over the past 3 years is higher at Dallas than at Margaret Brent. You want to tell me these schools are comparable? Fine, but the argument that Margaret Brent is stronger in academics than Dallas Nicholas simply is not there. So why are we making it? Is it because one school is next to Johns Hopkins? Is it because the other school is sitting in between the district office and their parking lot and someone would like some extra office space? Think about it. Answer me later, though, because perhaps most conspicuously missing from this review is any information at all about the neighborhoods where these schools are located. I do not have time to walk you through it, so let's glance at a single statistic. Barkley, the neighborhood statistical area where Dallas is located, is 75% African American and Hispanic. Charles Village, the neighborhood statistical area where Margaret Brent is located, is a combined 26% African American and Hispanic. I do not think it would be a stretch for someone to interpret the closing of Dallas Nicholas in Barkley in favor of Margaret Brent in Charles Village as saying, I quote, guiding principle number 1, all students in city schools deserve to have a high quality education and healthy facilities that support teaching and learning. You just might have to walk a mile and cross 25th Street into the white people neighborhood to get it. Look, I am not on the school board, obviously, but if I were, I would not want my name anywhere near this particular recommendation. But it's your city too. It belongs to all of us. It is our city. It is our neighborhood. It is our community. It is our school. It is our kids.
Time.
But it is your vote. What will you say to us with it?
If we could have the next 3 speakers, Rachel Cargo, Sharon Jones, and either Mia or Maya, apologize, Ricard. And then excuse me, if Rachel is not here, we'll go with Sharon Jones, Ms. Ricard, and then if Nadira Orani Sand is here, if she could join. You left.
Hello?
Is Cedrice Foster here? Go ahead, ma'am.
Ma'am? I can begin? Hello, my name is Sharon Jones. I'm not gonna be long. Really, I'm not, in which I can be very long-winded, especially when I'm passionate about something. My grandson is Nolan Floyd. He's the last of 8. 7 of my grandkids have went to Dallas Nichols. I've always trusted the school, and believe me, I'm not a very trusting person at all. I'm very protective. That's the first thing. I'm also kind of like the grandma on the porch. Now, a lot of things that has happened today, I've listened to a lot. I accepted a lot, but what I can't accept is the reason why y'all closing Dallas Nichols. Dallas Nichols Elementary sits behind this building. Out of everything that goes on, how many times y'all been in the building? Now, I'm looking at some of y'all faces. I see compassion in some of y'all. I know it's hard when you have to make some of the hard choices. And sometimes you walk around with a bullseye on your back when you got to make the hard choices. But you got to make some of them hard choices make sense. I sat in here, listened to Renaissance. Years ago, I was here when they were trying to close that school. I sit here years ago again, and y'all was going to close Dallas Nichols. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. My grandson suffers from anxiety. He's a very bright kid. He will challenge. He's 6 years old. And sometimes you have to really look at him because when you ask him questions, he answer with logic. Now, some people seem to think that maybe he's being disrespectful, but that's the way his nana has taught him to be able to speak where people can understand you. And when you want what you want, and he will make it make sense. He does not lie, even when he knows he's getting in trouble. When he came home and said, Nana, I'm reading. Because every time I turned around, it's like, can you spell this for me so I can get on YouTube? But now I don't have to do that. He's reading. He's very bright when it comes to math. He comes to the after school program. He has a therapist that they provide for him in the school. I had him ever since he was 3.5 years old. His mother suffers from mental issues. So a lot of that
Time.
with him, he had to deal with. Yeah, just don't close it.
Good evening. My name is Mia Ricard, and I serve as the Educational Associate at Dallas. I work with students across all grade levels and needs. Every day, I see how much stability, consistency, and trusted relationships matter for all children at Dallas. Dallas houses 3 specialized programs: ELE, Let's Grow, PAL Grades 1 and 2, MLL students, and we support learners who benefit from small group instruction and language development embedded in daily routines. According to the district program charts, the proposed receiving school, Margaret Brent, can only house 1 PAL program. There is no detailed plan showing how these specialized programs will be effectively transferred. The district is currently at 125% capacity for early learning programs. The proposed reassignment adds 2 additional classes that will need placements. But this decision affects more than individual programs. A closure would destabilize every student in Dallas academically, socially, and emotionally. The pre-K to 5 academic data presented by the district shows Dallas demonstrating stronger early literacy progress, stronger math readiness, and more consistent year-to-year growth than the receiving schools, Margaret Brent and Johnson Square. Students across all groups are showing improvement. Removing them from a school where they are growing is not only an academic setback, it disrupts their entire educational path. Closing us would knowingly move children into environments that cannot match the standards they currently receive. Transportation adds another serious concern for the whole school community. Many Dallas students walk short familiar routes. Under the proposed plan, children as young as 4 will be required to cross major streets and navigate unfamiliar neighborhoods. When my son was in the 7th grade, he crossed a major street on his way to school when he was struck and hit by a driver who hit and run. He landed on the side of his face. His injuries required years of dental procedures and ongoing trauma. I'm sharing this because the routes that many of our youngest students will now be asked to take involve the same types of main streets. So this is not an abstract concern for me. It is something that my family actually lived with. Dallas has been an early learning and community center site for more than 25 years. Families trust us because we offer consistent therapeutic and mental health partnerships, experienced staff, predictable routes, after school programming, and a food pantry through the Maryland Food Bank. These resources benefit the entire staff and student body and are woven into the fabric of our school community. A disruption of this magnitude without transparent and evidence-based transition plan creates trauma for students, families, staff, and the greater community. I'm requesting that the district conduct a full and transparent comprehensive review of all academic, climate, safety, transportation, and program capacity data and provide that information to the board and to the community before the next meeting on January 8th. To date, nothing presented demonstrates that reassigning Dallas students is the best interest of the students. Furthermore, I'm insisting that the district produce clear, concrete evidence to justify closing a school that is outperforming the proposed receiving school in academic growth, school climate, and overall student support. If the data exists, it has not been shared. Given the
Right.
significant gaps, I'm asking that the board vote no and allow Dallas F. Nicholas to remain a stable home and safety place for our students. Safe place for our students.
Good evening. My name is Cedrice Foster. I am the FCE Parent Liaison for Dallas F. Nicholas, but I am a parent first, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I am here today because Dallas F. Nicholas School is more than just a school in Baltimore City. It's a lifeline, a community anchor, and a place where our children continue to grow, learn, and feel supported every single day. When we talk about closing a school, we aren't just talking about a building. We're talking about the heart of a neighborhood, and Dallas beats strong. This school provides something many communities wish they had, a community food bank that supports families who might otherwise struggle with basic needs. When a school steps beyond academics and becomes a place that feeds its people emotionally and physically, that is a school worth fighting for. Closing it would not just remove education, it would remove stability, dignity, and access to essential resources. Dallas also offers a Maryland certified early education program, a critical foundation for early childhood education. We know how important it is in the early years. Pre-K set the tone for academic success, social development, and emotional growth. Families rely on this program because it is nearby, free, and trusted. Taking this away forces parents to choose between long commutes, overcrowded classrooms, or no early education at all. But what truly makes this school irreplaceable is the loving and caring staff. These educators and support professionals know our children by name, by need, and by heart. They are not just teachers, they are mentors and sometimes the only consistent adult a child interacts with. They show up early, they stay late, and they give far beyond what any job description requires. You cannot replicate that bond at another school. You cannot transfer love. And finally, Dallas F. Nicholas is the community for the community. For many families, the school is within walking distance. It is safe, it is familiar, it is accessible. Moving children out of their own neighborhood disrupt their routines, their safety sense, and their educational progress. A community school builds community strength. Removing it weakens everything around it. So if I ask you, what is the real cost of closing a school that feeds its people, educates its youngest learners, employs deeply committed staff, and provides stability to a neighborhood that relies on it? Keeping Dallas F. Nicholas Elementary open is not just an investment in a building. It is an investment in families and futures in the Baltimore City itself. For the sake of our children, our families, and our community, we urge you to keep Dallas F. Nicholas open.
I have one more written statement that I'll read for Dallas Nicholas, then we have to move on to New Song Academy. This is a written statement on behalf of Shanika Johnson. To whom it may concern, I'm writing this letter to help Dallas F. Nicholas stay open. I was saddened to find out that Dallas was a school chosen to close their doors to the community, their children and staff members at the end of this school year. I am a parent of a child who attends a school. My child has been coming to Dallas even before she was able to enroll in the school. She has been receiving IEP services since she was 3 years old. It was very hard to find a school who was accepting her before her enrollment age. They have done so much for my child. When she started, she couldn't even talk. We didn't understand anything she said. Now, this school year, we can't get her to stop talking. My child also attends the daycare connected to the school for aftercare, which helps out a lot. The principal and staff members know all of their students, and they have a great relationship with each one of the children. My child loves learning, her friends, and her teachers. I hope you all consider keeping the school open because they really do a lot for their kids as well as our parents. My child has learned so much. I understand the school does not have enough children, but my child learns better this way. Thank you. Now we are going to move on to new song, and there are 5 individuals signed up. The first one is a video, but if you are in the room, Amelia Harris, Lamar Prillman, Shantae Frink, and Camaria Fullwood, or if you are in the overflow room, could you make your way over here, please? Thank you.
We did have Hannah Ward.
Yeah, Hannah submitted a video, and we're going to play that first. So if the board office can start with that video.
We love New Song. We don't want to move. I love New Song because I have been here for many years. I did all my work at New Song. I hope it don't shut down. I care so much about New Song, and I'm going to be sad because I'm not going to see all my friends no more.
New Song is a great and cooperates with different schools and kids with special needs. New Song sometimes goes under budget just to make it possible. New Song consistently gets visits from different companies because of how special our school is. In conclusion, I hope these few facts will help change the staff's mind.
New Song is a very great school here. Some reasons for New Song should stay a school. New Song is a very good school and the teachers are nice and helpful to everyone. I did all my work and made it so everything, even when it was hard, and they helped and I learned a lot. New Song helped us and they did a lot for us and my teacher helped the most. New Song is a great school. I hope it doesn't shut down. New Song was a great cinema school. I've been here since COVID. I hope New Song doesn't shut down. We really don't want this school to shut down. This is a great place for people to learn. New Song, people love it, has been here for years, and we don't like that this school is being shut down. Let's get some people to donate to us. But when New Song shut down, people might cry and beg for a New Song to come back. Please give New Song a chance to raise the money. I think New Song should stay up because a lot of people learned a lot of new things and old things. Some might cry, some might not, but we will always cherish New Song. New Song is a special place to me. Everybody at New Song will be sad because I am a part of the New Song gang. So is Miss Ford, Miss T, and the students and the staff. I demand the school to stay open.
So,
I still have 10 seconds. Don't make them.
thank you. Thank you. As I've said to the other speakers, 3 minutes per person. I have the timer up here. I'll let you know when it's up to 3 minutes, and then if you could please finish your statement. So we'll go down the list. If we could start with Amelia Harris, please.
All right. Good evening to all of the members of the school commissioners for Baltimore City. My name is Amelia Harris, and I represent the steering committee for New Song Community Learning Center. I want to preface my statement by saying New Song Academy, under the umbrella of New Song Community Learning Center, has been a staple in our community since 1994. I attended the dedication of the building, watched my daughter conduct the national choir, and watched one of my grandchildren attend the school. The community was proud that a small group of people thought enough of Sandtown Winchester to be a stakeholder and taught many parents how to be advocates for their children instead of accepting whatever was told to them. Seeing the condition of the local schools in our area, something had to be done that was different. New Song Academy did just that. Small classroom size so that every child would get the full attention that was needed. After 8th grade graduation, our students were sent to boarding schools, some of them, some went to private schools, some were accepted in some of the top city high schools, attended local colleges as well as some of the most prestigious ones, and most of all, our graduates are now working, some of them as school teachers for Baltimore City, Baltimore County. Some are counselors, some are financial agents, recruiters of their alma maters, and so on. New Song has a track record. When I received a telephone call from your office to be open to looking at ways to keep New Song in their current building through the end of the school year, which is July for us as we are year-round school, I became hopeful, gathered the team together to inform them of what was being asked of us and look at how we can make this possible. No promises, no strings attached, just love for our students, parents, and our Sandtown community. The next generation of students whose parents had attended New Song Academy. To my surprise, as we began the task at hand, everyone did not see this as we did. We were met with opposition. We tried to get invoices to see what the bottom amounts were, but never received them. I was told there were outside entities that wanted the building, and lastly, that some of our political voices knew about New Song dealing with these issues over a year ago. Even as we tried to partner and work with your staff of the Office of New Initiative, paperwork that we were promised to receive never materialized. The lone board member could not meet with us to see how whatever funds were left in the New Song account could assist in helping to pay down the debt. There's nothing hidden that does not get revealed.
Time.
Mhm.
Lamar Perlman.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lamar Perlman, and I'm a alum of the class of '09 at New Song. I went on to get my degree in business and now do finance for the Department of Defense in DC. I say that not to impress any of you, but this is what we pump out. This is what we do at New Song Academy. The first engineer I ever met graduated from New Song. The first um, doctor I ever met graduated from New Song personally. Not ever met, but the ones I've known personally has come from New Song Academy. 30 years that we've been pumping out complete excellence that has not only benefited this city, but has benefited, honestly, this country. Let me just say that when you're shutting down this building, know that you're not just closing a school, but you're closing stabilization for a community. One of the most impoverished communities in this country is Sandtown Winchester. So before you think about closing a school, do you know the economic consequences this will have 20, 30 years from now? So when we're sitting around trying to figure out why certain communities, crime is going up, you tell these people that you closed the school where their children went to. When you're trying to figure out why that prison pipeline that everybody like to talk about is soaring, you tell these people that you're closing their schools. Yes, you have to make tough decisions, but be careful when you put your names on incompetency, but you want to be respected as competent people. You can't have it both ways. You can't make incompetent decisions, but want people to think highly of you. It don't work that way. I told you, Chief of Staff Cohen, it is nothing personal between me and any of you. Don't think this is my opinion. Walk the streets, whether you're on the south side, the west side, or the east side, their confidence in y'all are not high. And it's been that way for decades. These children did not have a part in the financial misuse that a man who no longer is there did. We've now come to you with a plan. I will be happy to sit with you, Vice Chair Parker, and go through any of the financials you want to talk about. That's literally my background. So you just let me know when you want to, and I'll be happy to come over and talk to any of you about it. But before you punish children in an impoverished community for consequences that they can't even begin to understand, and then we ask you for certain documents, you then stonewall us with the documents, you don't then get to sit up here and then tell us you want to help. That's not how it goes. You check out our credentials. When I tell you we do excellence, that's what we pump out. 30 plus years of it. Each class, 99% college rate. Entrepreneurs, many of you probably know. We not only here in Baltimore, we have since then lived and work in New York City, in DC, and we're coming back. I'm not working here full time. I'm in DC. I'm coming back because this school, because those kids deserve the opportunities that I had to go and get degrees, to be lawyers. I spent time at the school all week. Ask them, what do you want to do? Lawyers, doctors, veterinarians. I'll leave it to you this. When you think about the pain, and everybody in this room has talked about the pain that their children are going to go through, don't forget these children's aspirations. Someday they will probably like to sit up here and do what you do. But they're going to have a hard time. Give me a minute. They're going to have a hard time doing that when you're closing their schools, stomping their ability to get a foundation education, which I would think many of you probably have a background in education. So you out of anybody should know the importance that kids at that young of an age group, how important stability is for them. We're not talking about adults losing a job who can find another job. We're talking about impoverished kids who needs an educational foundation to do anything. So just think about the consequences that the decision here make, and think about when you sign your name on that, just know that incompetency will not go ignored.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Shantae Stevenson. I stand before you not just as an alumni of New Song Academy, but as the proud parent of three remarkable children who have all had unique life-changing experiences at this incredible school. I began my own journey at New Song when it was still a private school. This institution was instrumental in shaping my future. Because of the nurturing environment there, I was awarded a $20,000 scholarship to attend Seton Keogh. I wholeheartedly believe that that opportunity was possible by the foundation that was laid by New Song. My oldest son, Jeremiah, also attended New Song. I must take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to Miss Susan, the original executive director. Jeremiah struggled with reading during his earlier years, and the school system wasn't providing the support he needed. But Miss Susan went above and beyond. She connected us with the dyslexia tutoring program, which helped us realize that while he wasn't dyslexic, he had a dyslexic style of reading. With the right tutoring, his grades improved dramatically. He ultimately graduated at the top of his class. He earned a scholarship to Archbishop Curley and later transferred to Dunbar, where he became the basketball team captain, and he graduated in 2021. My son Elijah, who's here with me, he began his journey at New Song with a speech delay. I vividly remember the dedication of the staff, taking their time to address his needs, something only possible due to the smaller class sizes. Elijah also graduated at the top of his class. Today, he is an 11th grade dual enrollment student at Coppin Academy. He already has accrued 16 credits towards his college degree. He takes AP classes as well. He has a passion for photography, which has led to him receiving several awards, and he was honored last week at their Blazer induction ceremony. Finally, my youngest son, Isaiah, experiences different. He was diagnosed with autism at 3. He was nonverbal until he was 6. When he started school, he faced many challenges, including frequent meltdowns. He began in self-contained classrooms, but through close collaboration with his teachers, we achieved the massive milestone of integrating into a larger class. New Song made that transition possible. I was initially worried for Isaiah. However, knowing my father, who was the gym teacher at New Song for over 20 years, was there, gave me confidence. Even after my dad's passing, I felt assured that Isaiah was in capable hands.
In the 7th grade, he is thriving academically. However, the news of the potential relocation and closure has been devastating for him. Isaiah has been feeling anxious and stressed. He just began walking to school independently this year. A huge step for him, and adding a half mile to his route is overwhelming. I still watch him from my house and go to work late every day just to make sure he arrives safely. He needs constant reminders to be aware of his surroundings. So this brings me to my most urgent question. With the physical move being scheduled for next week, I need to know, is real reconsideration actually being made about this move? We cannot wait for a future discussion when the move is imminent. If you are truly, truly listening to us, please stop. The decision to stop this relocation needs to be made right now before our children are displaced. I implore you, stop the move. Let the kids finish the school year in their own building where they are safe and at home. Thank you all for your time. I appreciate it.
Is Kamaria Fullwood here from Newsong? Okay.
3 minutes if you want me to talk.
We have 2 more schools to get to, sir. Sorry about that. Is Marion Moore here from the next category? Marion Moore. In that case, we have one statement to read on behalf of Margaret Brett, excuse me. We did, well, let's get to this statement. And again, this is on behalf of Margaret Brent. I'm a Margaret Brent parent of a kindergarten and a 3rd grader. For our family, a K through 8 school is both logistically simpler and better for maintaining a cohesive community. School events and volunteer opportunities are our primary form of civic engagement. If the merger is approved, coordinating activities between 2 schools will become a constant negotiation between the children and families. Have district administrators calculated how many Margaret Brent families will have to consider splitting their children between the 2 schools? I'm not confident that the merger will sustain Margaret Brent's enrollment above 300 students. Low enrollment at both schools suggests that the neighborhood families view neither Dallas Nicholas nor Margaret Brent as viable options. The district has not presented evidence showing that the merger will attract families who are considering out-of-zone schools. Thank you for your time. Final call for Marion Moore. Ma'am, if you want to take 1 more minute.
Hi, everyone. I didn't plan on speaking, but my name is Tiara Sitnall Diggs. I'm a licensed clinical social worker at New Song Academy and a doctoral candidate. Baltimore City pioneered passing the trauma-informed bill previously called the Elijah Cumming Healing Act, in addition to creating a trauma task force aimed to reduce trauma for children. For a school district that promotes student resiliency, trauma responsive and restorative practices, of which I was a part of the team who was a part of the Promoting Student Resiliency Grant received in 2016 to address trauma and build capacity within our own district, New Song Academy was not given the grace, love, and care. On November 17th, our school community was handed letters sharing that our school will be closing in July 2026 and asked to move out of one of the safest spaces our students know over our upcoming winter break, after next week to be pushed into a small wing of an already shared space at Harlem Park Elementary School due to solely poor financial stewardship of those who were responsible for making sure our finances were stable. The ball was dropped. I don't have a caseload because all 182 children enrolled are my children, 20 of which who are on the autism spectrum, who I'm actively trying to figure out how to make this move less traumatic for them. We are a small school that has made a big impact for over 30 years in Sandtown. This drastic move disrupts all of our students and especially those who depend on routines and an environment that is familiar. Asking children to move in a matter of a few weeks is traumatic, and our district promotes trauma responsive approaches. This is not trauma responsive. This is just trauma. New Song kids should not have to pay for the negligence of others' poor stewardship of their roles and responsibilities. Vote not to move our students after next week. Hold the correct entities accountable for poor stewardship. Thank you.
This concludes tonight's COMAR hearing. Thank you again to everyone who attended and testified tonight. The next COMAR hearing will be Thursday, January 8th, 2026, from 5:30 to 7:30. For more information on the next COMAR hearing or the annual reviews of schools, please visit the city schools website. After the COMAR hearing on January 8th, there are no more opportunities for oral testimony. However, the board will accept written comments or data now until 5 p.m. on Friday, January 9th, 2026. Written comments must include full identification of the sender and should be emailed to portfolio recommendations at bcps.k12.md.us or directed to the Baltimore City Board of School Commissioners, 200 East North Avenue, room 406, Baltimore, Maryland, 21202. Is there a motion to adjourn? Thank you, Commissioner Slater Harrington. Is there a second?
Second, Scott Woodruff.
Thank you so much. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. This hearing is now concluded for the evening. Thank you.